Welcome back into the Delmarva Sports Insider. Jeff, we've ran through lacrosse, we've recapped the winter sports season. Now it's time to hit the diamond. We'll kick things off at Purdue Stadium, but not for the Shorebirds, but for UMES. It's now where they play their home games this year. They welcomed a team in Navy into town. 16-1. Navy beat them earlier this year. Looking to avenge that loss. We'll pick things up in the first inning. UMES's Chris Lavier getting the nod on the mound and starting out well. Catches a strikeout to get things going, but next batter up, Jacob Williamson. He's going to take a little drive to center field. That's going to score two. Logan Knowles, Stephen Bourne crossed the plate to put the midshipmen up 2-0. A couple batters later, and Navy would keep the runs on coming. Christian Hodge with a grounder down the right field line. Williamson and Evan Lowry cross the plate. Navy opens things up with a 4-0 lead, and the midshipmen would keep the heat coming on the Hawks. Pitcher Nicholas Elder getting his man swinging to end the second inning, one of his three in the game. And then a common theme, I think so. Hodge again gets his bat on the ball for the sac fly to deep left field. That would bring around Williamson. The midshipmen pour it on all game, defeating the Hawks 13-6.
Now over to Salisbury. Indian River grad Colby Dean getting the nod against Virginia Wesleyan, strikes out Brandon Kuzmol looking, but the K's would stop and the bats would get hot for the Marlins. Bases loaded and Randy Nees, not with a simple homer but a grand slam. 4 RBIs, top open things. This one it would be 4-0. And then the runs would keep on coming. Corey King with a double to left center right into the gap. Dylan Gentry comes around to make it 5-0. And it's just the fourth inning. SU would get on the board finally in the bottom of the inning as Simon Palanchar slaps a single past second. That would bring Scott Orden through, or coming home. 7-3 would be the score, but the Marlins were seeing the ball well. So yeah, check out that bunt. King this time laying down the bunt. That brings in Zach Burkhart in Virginia Wesleyan. They go up 8-3, and they don't really look back from there, Jonah. They coast to the 10-0 road victory, or 10-5 road victory.
And earlier today, Salisbury baseball in action. We didn't get those highlights in time for the show because it went to the bottom of the 11th inning. We will have those highlights. You will.
Coming up at 10 and 11 o'clock tonight.
Perfect. And right across the street, Salisbury softball was in action with 2 doubleheaders as well. Earlier this week, they hosted Manhattanville. North Carolina graduate Bree Bishop, she would take the mound, taking the start in this one. If we could get to the video, if it can load for us, Bree Bishop would be on the mound. Yep, there she is.
Bree Bishop.
She's frozen in time because she's so good. We want you to get a look. There we go. There it is.
That one falls in.
What would it be? A bloop single to shallow left. That would bring around Erin Hartenstein. She would come around to score. Shannon Powell would come into relief, but not finding much success. Alexis Ventura with a sac fly to straightaway center as another run comes around. Salisbury would trail 6-1, but then start their comeback. Christian Yanarella, a 3-run bomb to right, cutting the lead to 2. Seagulls would add another in the 6th, and then would look to tie it up. But an interesting ending here, Jeff, with runners on second and third. Dakota Fraley skies one into center. Both runners tag up. Now, it looks like the run from third crosses home before the out at third. But no, the umpire calls them out. SU wins it 3-1 and taking it over Manhattanville. 6-5, excuse me.
Yeah, that's a 1-run game. And then, of course, we had the second game of the doubleheader in this one against Manhattanville. And it was Rachel Milligan on the mound. The Gulls looking to rebound. Some Bayside North love as Queen Anne's grad. You see her getting the call. Looked good early. Striked out Isla Casillas swinging. Then, check this out. Desiree Baboy to end the inning. So her performance pretty well, but it just powered the offense to get going. Bottom of the first, Madiera Alexander, the freshman, ropes one down the third baseline. You see her there standing on second. Dakota Fraley comes around to score. Then, later, in the same exact inning, Jonah, Emily Allen, look at this, it just falls in. Bloop single into shallow center. Alexander able to walk in from third base. SU redeems themselves after that game 1 loss. They take it 8-2 in game 2.
Well, I came out today thinking that we didn't obviously execute in the first game, so I came out today saying that I had to be stronger. Not stronger than my teammates, but I have to be stronger than I was last game, and I think that every game I'm getting better and I'm learning more, so I think that's really working to my advantage.
You know, I think our team has been a little slow to get the ball rolling, but we really hit that second game going hard. Like, our bats are just ready to go when we start the second game. It's just about getting them ready the first inning of the first game.
All right, let's gather ourselves a little bit today. SU hosting the #1 team in the nation, Virginia Wesleyan. A defensive battle for the goals as Andy Piatenza gets Salisbury out of the second inning to the fourth, and this is where things would get interesting. Kerrigan Simpson gets all of it and more. Iabo Marlins up 4 at the end of 4. Next inning, and it was the same story. Teresa Cardamone slaps an RBI single, bringing in Simpson from the third base to push that lead. And then Amanda Archer, perfect placement right over the second base bag. That would score Dodge a Burgee. Marlins up big in the 5th, but this was the story of the game. Viewer discretion is advised for a heat warning. Marlins pitcher Hannah Hull, the best in D3, tossing an 11 strikeout one-hitter, giving up the only hit in the final inning. Wesleyan, they stay perfect, 8-0 over Salisbury. Now talk about domination on the mound.
So we're talking about, and I heard this stat, and I hope that it's correct.
Yes.
She has about a .45 ERA coming into the season. And for those that know baseball, don't know baseball, I mean, so pretty much she gives up a fourth of a run every game.
Yeah. And
.45 ERA, earned run average.
11 strikeouts, 1 hit, and the hit came in the 6th inning.
And you saw it there. I mean, just dominance. Some of those batters couldn't even, keep up. But for Salisbury to play against a pitcher like that, certainly, we'll hope to elevate your game a little bit. But nonetheless, SU, a lot of games this week, they're able to take home a few.
Exactly. All right, Jeff, it's time to hit another break. Coming up after the break, high school lacrosse season is just a few weeks away from getting underway, and one local team is standing out from the rest. More on that when we come back right here on DSI.
Hi, this is Caleb Johnson. I'm a pitcher for Colonel Richardson High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.